Greetings everyone. I'm Terry Lewin, a community representative from the Hunter region, and today I'll be providing a brief update about ongoing planning for the Richmond Vale Rail Trail. The section of the trail from Hexham to Kurri Kurri largely follows the alignment of the former Richmond Vale Railway, a private coal line that closed in 1987. Disused water pipeline corridors will be used from Shortland to Taro and for the Fletcher connection. There's also a separate connection to the Hunter Wetlands Centre. 13 state suburb areas and 4 local government areas are connected by the trail. The choice of a trail route that combined long-standing cleared railway alignments and pipeline corridors had several advantages, including minimal land acquisition or earthworks, fewer environmental impacts, and overall aesthetic appeal. The trail will comprise a 40-kilometre, relatively flat, continuous off-road shared pathway. It will include at least 9 access points from the Hunter Wetlands Centre in Shortland to the Log of Knowledge Park in Kurri Kurri. The path will typically be 3 to 4 metres wide with a hard-sealed pavement. Universal access is one of the guiding design principles, so there will be good access for users with reduced mobility. It will include several bridges at Ironbark, Fishery, Surveyors and Wallace Creeks, together with long boardwalks within the low-lying coastal wetlands. There are 3 historic brick tunnels in the Sugarloaf Range section. Several parking areas with other amenities will also be provided, together with a mix of open and sheltered rest areas. It's anticipated the trail would take approximately 12 to 18 months to build. Now that you're aware of some of the basic trail ingredients, I'll briefly review the RVRT's planning history. The obvious merits of the trail have been discussed by local community members for over 25 years. Public spending on the RVRT by federal and state governments actually began almost 30 years ago, with many millions of dollars spent to ensure that the trail and its environs were protected. In the mid-1990s, tunnels were built under Lenigan's Drive and the M1 Pacific Motorway, together with associated works to establish Pembalong Nature Reserve. Construction of the Hunter Expressway, which opened in 2014, required protection of 2 of the historic brick railway tunnels from vibration, which included laser monitoring. Twin viaduct bridges were constructed to protect the forest floor and tunnels, as well as facilitating ongoing walking access. Other Hunter Expressway structures will complement access to the RVRT and its facilities. RVRT planning activities have been consolidated during the last decade, including an initial feasibility study by Mike Halliburton Associates in 2014, followed by commencement of work on the current RVRT proposal in 2016. Newcastle, Cessnock and Lake Macquarie councils are collaborating on this project, with GHD Pty Limited Newcastle engaged to prepare the basic designs and required documentation, and additional funding support from National Parks and Wildlife Service and the Donaldson Conservation Trust. The RVRT has been identified as a priority in the Hunter Regional Plan and the Greater Newcastle Metropolitan Plan, as well as an array of other local priorities and plans. Within the Greater Newcastle Metropolitan Plan, the RVRT is promoted for its contribution to expanding the blue and green grid. There has been strong community support for the RVRT, including from the Newcastle Cycleways Movement and RVRT Inc, the Rail Trail Supporters Group, of which I'm a member. In 2017, the Tom Farrell Institute for the Environment and DCT collaborated in hosting an active transport conference and associated book launch devoted to the rail trail. Development approvals are now being sought, with the coastal wetlands section of the trail within Newcastle LGA exhibited publicly last month, and the remainder of the trail likely to be exhibited shortly. There is solid national and international evidence that rail trails work. Consequently, in reviewing the opportunities that the RVRT will bring, it's useful to start with some of the common benefits it shares with other quality rail trails. The RVRT connects communities and supports growth, enhances recreational choices, promotes healthier, active lifestyles, and encourages broad usage by virtue of the easy gradients and safe journey that it provides away from road networks. The RVRT showcases local environmental and heritage features, and in so doing promotes public appreciation and enjoyment. It encourages tourism growth, including bicycle and trail tourism, and more generally it facilitates regional economic growth and provides a platform for new businesses and initiatives. It also revitalises a community asset. Landscape diversity is among the RVRT's unique benefits, as the trail moves from coastal wetlands through nature reserves, tunnels in forested semi-mountainous areas, and on to rural locations and regional towns. It will effectively provide a conservation conduit to previously inaccessible areas, as it passes through or near several high conservation value areas. Some of these will also provide additional destination opportunities as new precincts and transition points develop. The RVRT corridor will uniquely link metropolitan and rural areas, promote greater awareness of our rich multi-layered heritage, and ultimately link the beach and the vineyards. It is also likely to become the centrepiece in future networks, linking with the metropolitan cycle-safe network to the east and Cessnock trails to the west. The current RVRT proposal is also demonstrably cost-effective, with a benefit-to-cost ratio of 2.4. We also need to capitalise on the preceding decades of public RVRT-related spending. I have used up my allocated presentation time. In concluding, let me just say, yes, there are many challenges ahead, including finalising approvals, securing funding, ongoing community and stakeholder engagement, and trail management and promotion. Indeed, all of the identified RVRT opportunities have associated challenges. However, I am confident that we will get there, and that the local community's resilience and support will ensure that the RVRT becomes a unique, accessible, enduring, multi-purpose and genuinely shared cycling and walking pathway that connects Hunter Region communities, tourism and conservation areas. This is simply too good a community enhancing project to let slip now. Thanks to my colleagues in the RVRT Supporters Group, the Donaldson Conservation Trust and elsewhere, and to everyone who has advocated for the trail's development. It's definitely time to make the Richmond Vale Rail Trail a reality. Thank you for listening.